Okay, good evening. My name is Anthony Brewer and I'm a co-founder of Agalytics. In modern agriculture, farmers want data. Farmers need data to make the best decisions. Precision agriculture, in its broadest sense, is measuring, analysing and managing the spatial variability of the yield of the crop within the paddock. Now, farmers today have the technology to measure and manage this variation. But what they cannot do is analyse the problem. They cannot test their soil nutrients in the field in real time. Instead, they send their soil to a laboratory for analysis. It's expensive. Because of the expense, they're typically testing just 1 or 2 points in a field. But to truly manage the variation, they should be testing tens of points. But more than cost is time. Farmers are in their field every day making decisions. But they are not routinely testing their soil because they can't afford to wait weeks for data. Instead, they make decisions. They apply fertilizer without a true understanding of what's going on in their soil. They apply too much fertilizer or too little fertilizer. It's a significant problem and it impacts farm profitability. We have created a smartphone-enabled sensor that allows a farmer in the field to measure their soil nutrients in 2 minutes, not 2 weeks, and at a fraction of the cost of laboratory testing. Our value proposition to the farmer is clear. With rapid in-field testing, you can apply just the right amount of fertilizer and you can minimize your input costs. And by applying fertilizer at just the right time, you can maximize your crop yield and truly maximize the profitability of your farm. Our platform consists of a single-use lab-on-a-chip cartridge, a handheld detector, and a smartphone app for visualization and cloud integration. Our core technology, the lab-on-a-chip sensor, currently exists in the medical diagnostic space. The novelty in our approach is how we apply this to agriculture, how we apply this to measure the nutrients in the soil, in the field, in minutes. We have multiple channels of revenue. Our detector is one part of that, but our core focus is on the recurring revenue from the use of our single-use disposable cartridges and subscription to our web services. Through our customer validations, we've identified that our users will use around 25 cartridges per month. Through licensing agreements, we are discussing integrating our hardware product into existing farm management software solutions, which will give us a great introduction to a potentially massive user base. And as we move forward, we will be collecting data on soil fertility and farm practice globally. That's a massive data set, and we're looking at how we can leverage that further. Our go-to-market strategy in the first instance is through the agronomist here in Australia. The agronomist is the trusted advisor to the farmer, and each agronomist is typically advising 30 or more farms. Now, essentially, the agronomist is the gatekeeper. The agronomist is the key influencer to the farmer on the adoption of new technology and new practice. And once we've shown value and shown traction in the agronomy community, we can then push this out to the 130,000 farms in Australia and repeat this model in the US and in Europe. But consider the rest of the world. The biggest increases in agricultural output are happening in Asia to keep pace with the growing population. Now, these countries do not have existing laboratories to test their soil, but they have smartphones, and their problems with soil fertility are just as severe as ours. There are competing products in this space, products that will allow people outside of the laboratory to test the nutrients in soils, but they are expensive, and they're complicated to use, and they are not easily field portable. From day one, we designed our product with usability in mind. Significantly lower cost, significantly less complex. It can be used by anybody in the field to get data to drive decisions. We have a multidisciplinary co-founding team. I have experience of academic R&D and science, and then commercializing science at a VC-backed medical technology startup. Greg has postgraduate business qualifications and has previously founded and exited an agtech startup. And as a geospatial scientist, he's passionate about presenting actionable data to drive decisions. And Campbell is our product lead, an industrial designer with 15 years experience in taking concept from the idea through prototyping, through customer validation and manufacturing. During the ilab program, we've been focused on customer validation, building relationships and building prototypes. Now we are working with our commercial partners on routes to manufacturing and commercialization, and soon we'll begin field trials across Australia with customers. Farmers have been proven and shown to be adopters of new technology if it adds value, and our product adds value. We believe that now is the time to introduce mobile technologies and smartphone analytics into agriculture to solve real and significant problems. My name is Anthony Brewer, we are Agalytics, and thank you for your time.